Hey kids, this is Aaron from the podcast that wouldn't die, and Kevin and I use Zencastr. You think you're better than us, that you're using something else? You're wrong. Zencastr's the place to be. Who are you to deny it?
It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log in using your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sound and up to 4K video with your guests. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code DIEHARD and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We want you to have the same experiences we do for all our podcasting and content needs. It's time for you to share your story.
Only a fool will give up a chance for a 30% discount.
You are dead center of the greatest scientific event in the history of man.
Hello.
Hi. Do you have a name?
Ava.
Answer me this. How do you feel about her?
Her AI is beyond doubt.
No, nothing analytical. Just how do you feel?
I feel that she's amazing.
Good.
Welcome to the latest episode of the podcast That Wouldn't Die. I'm your host, Kevin. With me, as always, is Aaron.
How do?
This week, we're discussing the science fiction classic, Ex Machina, starring Oscar Isaac, Domhnall Gleeson, and Alicia, I'm going to mess up her name, Alicia Vikander is her name. So, good stuff. Good stuff had by all. Each week on the podcast, we discuss guilty pleasures and forgotten classics of the horror and sci-fi genres with a comedic twist. Aaron, what's the latest with you?
Now, that is a good question. I'm just too busy, but not in, doing good stuff.
That's a bummer.
Like working and things like that. Boo.
That's no fair.
F
I don't like
that.
that.
That is, unpleasant. I was not meant to work this long.
Fair.
I was meant for the fighter things. God damn it.
I mean, ideally, we all win the lottery. Am I right? But,
dude,
it's not looking good.
It is not looking. And any single viewers out there who happen to be wealthy and would like to support me and my hobbies, just drop a line.
Kind of a Breakfast at Tiffany's kind of situation. You want to be a kept woman? Is that what you're saying?
Not a prostitute, thank you, brother.
I said a kept woman, but fair enough.
Yeah, same thing.
Same difference.
Give me a break. Same difference, brother. Come on.
Okay.
Now, you're going to have to marry me so I can spend your money.
Fair.
No shenanigans. This isn't like a reverse sugar baby or a sugar baby situation. Thank you, 90 Day Fiance.
A sugar.
Although, did I tell you, I once had a friend who was a sugar baby.
How does that work exactly? Lay it on me.
It's a form of prostitution. Basically, it depends on whatever your contract is. They put you up, they give you an allowance.
There's literally a contract? Kind of it's like a job kind of thing?
Well, it's an agreement. You're not dating. It's a permanent. It's like a semi-permanent situation.
So it's like Connor on Succession.
You need to be available.
Connor and Succession is what you're talking about.
Oh my God, I can't even remember.
God damn it, Aaron. What the hell?
I can't even remember it. I love Succession so much. It's basically your time is taken up by this person. That's why they're paying the bills. So you need to be available whenever he wants you to be available. Well, unless you have some other contract.
I think there's, and maybe I'm naive, there's always been that kind of thing where here's like this older rich gentleman who has a freakishly younger girlfriend who he pays the bills, pays for the car payments, pays for the rent, little walking around money, jewelry and things like that. But when you say a contract,
Kim on Real Housewives of Atlanta was a kept woman. That's basically what we're talking about. The dude was married, lived on the other coast. He paid her bills. He leased her cars. He made sure she wanted for nothing. And in exchange, she's not seeing anybody else. And she's available when he needs her to be available.
But I think that generally speaking, these guys think this is a relationship. Not like I have a hooker on retainer, but this is my Gumar, if you will, my other lady.
That's a different. No, I think that's a different situation.
Maybe so.
I mean, literally, there's sugar baby website. Now, maybe Kim's not. She's far too old to be a sugar baby. But basically, I mean, it could be a relationship. But if you have a bill, is it a relationship? I'm sure lines get crossed, but usually I think you would have that situation because somebody's married.
I mean, and that happens. You see The Sopranos or whatever, but again, I've never heard about it where it's like it's clearly defined as a contractual relationship where it is literally like prostitution.
I mean, you can't take him to court, but it's whatever you agree on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, they say if you watch a 90 Day Fiance, they say Gino and Jasmine. Gino was on the sugar baby sites, and that's where he met Jasmine.
But what you're telling me, and I hate to keep pounding this, both parties are aware.
There's an agreement,
right? But they're aware it's not an emotional relationship,
right? I mean, it could turn into that.
That's interesting. Okay, whatever rocks your boat, I guess. Crazy. It's a crazy world.
Can you imagine people having sex for money?
I can't.
That's shocking.
Aaron, now you're talking fantasy. This is like some science fiction shit. Now, it
is. It's like the Day of the Triffids.
It is 100%.
It's a Triffids situation.
It is 100% Day of the Triffids, which we're reading in our book club, and maybe we'll do it on the show someday. So.
Are we doing a book club now is that what's happening?
No, the movie.
By the way, I am enjoying the book Day of the Triffids.
Fair.
All right.
Let's get this train back on the tracks. You were kind of outraged. You were kind of outraged that I chose another kind of science fiction thing. You're like, what are you trying to do, K-Dog? What are your thoughts?
I was like,
go ahead.
All these half the science fiction, and I'm not opposed to science fiction, being a Star Trek Next Generation fan, is that most of the time Hollywood, it's the same fucking movie over and over, but with some slight variations. That's what pisses me.
Okay. That's a fair critique oftentimes. Now, that being said, give us your 30-second synopsis of Ex Machina.
I think it's a fair critique of the way AI is heading right now. Boom.
That's it?
How about that?
That's it? That's not a summary.
All right. That was my 1 second review. Fair. A dude goes off to a bunker with Oscar Isaac, and if you can't tell that's a problem, then there's really something wrong with you. To do some kind of a test with an android, which made no fucking sense. And everybody dies at the end, except for the android. Boom.
Boom. Spoilers. Now, you had never seen this, much less heard of it. Is that correct?
No, but I think there was another robot, similar looking situation here.
Really? What?
Like another robot movie where it kind of looked like that with the pretty face and then the weird see-through body.
Are you talking iRobot with Will Smith? Is that possible?
I have a Roomba by iRobot. Does that mean Will Smith drives around sucking up the cat hair in my 100%, room?
And he'll smack you when he's done. Absolutely.
No, he will not.
This movie came out a few years back and it had a lot of good buzz. So if a movie has a lot of good buzz, like I will lock in on it. Now, I did not go to the theater to see this. I think I saw it on Netflix or one of these things. And I thought it was really good. Now, I hadn't seen it since. So it's probably been 5 years since I saw this, but I put it on the list and I'm happy to discuss it today. So boom shakalaka. How about them apples?
We got a lot to discuss.
Indeedly do.
We got a lot to discuss. It's interesting ideas. There's certainly some problems to the story, but we have some things to discuss.
Okay, why don't you start? What you got on the highlights, Aaron?
Again, Oscar Isaac. I couldn't tell if I was slipped into Frankenstein again. Crazy from the outset.
Yep.
Always a problem. Always a problem. And I think there was a time that I used to like him, but I think that ship has sailed.
So you don't even like the actor anymore. You've turned your back on Oscar.
I mean, I've seen the last two movies that I saw with him in it. He was basically doing the same thing. He's Dr. Frankenstein here. He's acting crazy like he did in the Guillermo del Toro.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. You knew where this was going. It's too much of a giveaway.
Fair. See, now,
how about that?
Too much away already. I was very shocked at the ending. I was shocked at the ending. Were you as surprised as I was?
No, because it really did make perfect sense.
Really? So I don't want to go ahead.
You're like, what?
I said, really? Because this is the thing about the ending, and we can talk about this in a moment. But that being said, there are questions as to the choice Ava makes at the end and why she did what she did. But let's before we get there,
I see that there is no question. She knew exactly who that dude was and what choices he was going to make. And this is literally like right out of the Bill Maher AI discussion. AI is going to do what AI needs to do to survive. Right now, it knows when you're monitoring it, and it will change its answers based on that.
Are we quoting Bill Maher?
It will survive.
That's my question to you.
Dude, no. But we're quoting the guest on Bill Maher. It was one of the most horrifying things I'd ever heard of. So really, her job is a preservation, and that dude was not going to let her walk out of there.
Okay, well let's go back because I really want to talk about this, and don't let me forget this. This is just breaking down the ending of this movie. I think is fascinating.
All right,
but okay, so a dude works at a programming company, for a search engine. He thinks he's won the lottery to go spend a week with the reclusive multi-billionaire owner of the search engine, and while he's there, the guy shows him, hey, I'm creating robots or androids or human-like things with artificial intelligence, and I want you to test this android. This is Ava with Alicia Vikander's face on a crazy robot body. Is this real?
And of course, since these are men, they have to look like buxom women with a vagina.
Well, and that's the thing, because Oscar Isaac, who's the reclusive billionaire, is a freak. He's a freak. He was constantly bringing back to sexualism, if you will. Because at one point, Domhnall Gleeson, who plays the kind of innocent coder that he brought over here, is like, did you program her to flirt with me? And he's like, are you asking if it's okay to f*** her? No, that's not what I was asking.
You're like, what?
Actually, that was
because you can. And we all do.
That's what he does. He a freak. And I want to talk about Oscar Isaac's performance because the character that he plays is obviously a deeply, deeply unhappy individual because he lives alone in this lush paradise, but every night he basically drinks himself to oblivion. Alone.
Correct.
Like literally, he comes in and is talking about, oh, I have a hangover. He's like, oh, really? What was the party? He's like, party? What do you mean?
Party?
No.
What do you mean?
No party. I just drink myself to excess every goddamn night.
Yes. I mean, there's no reason. First of all, AI doesn't need to be a woman.
Right.
Why does it need to be a running around robot? Doesn't need that. You also don't need to be in a bunker, a windowless bunker. That doesn't need to be.
Correct.
I mean, I don't know what his actual goal was. To just find fembots? What was his goal?
I think on some level, he wanted to create the first AI, but go beyond AI. We're not even talking about AI. We're talking about actual intelligence. He wanted to create actual, whatever is going on in a human's brain. He wants those actual kind of things going on in this artificial form. So it's beyond artificial intelligence is like kind of the facsimile of life.
Self-aware.
Right? It's kind of fake.
Right.
He wants to go beyond that. And that's why he's here to check. Because he says, if I just put you on the phone with her, you'd be convinced she was a real person. So I'm not trying to fool you. You know this is an artificial person or thing. This is an artificial thing, but you're here for a week. Can you like discern whether or not there's the spark of real life going on in there? That's what this is about.
So, first of all, if you put her on the phone and we're not hypnotized by her electronic vagina, you would notice that she had this monotone speech. You would not know right away just by talking to her.
There's definitely, and I think she's great in this, Alicia Vikander.
I think she's the real star.
Oh, 100%. Because it's the little things she's doing, the little gestures, the eye movement, the head movements. It's not.
She's a sweet little baby angel trapped by these terrible men. 100%.
100%. She is the star of this movie, and you watch it, and the reveal is later in the movie that to make this test real, essentially, it's almost like she's programmed where it's like, my single imperative is to get out of here, is to escape. And the only way I can do
I'm a prisoner.
Yes, I'm a prisoner.
We don't know what she has witnessed or what has happened to her because Oscar Isaac, as it's revealed, in his bedroom has all the other versions that he's just basically effing and treating like shit.
100%. There's like a servant that goes around and doesn't speak, but she's basically a puppet for him. She's basically like, she serves him food. When he wants to dance, she dances with him. When he wants to have sex, she does that. That's a great performance as well, because you can see Oscar Isaac watching the interactions of Alicia Vikander and Domhnall Gleeson, and you see the eyes of the other artificial intelligence, and you could tell there's like sadness. And this kind of vacant expression is still kind of like an emotional response to what they're seeing, which I thought was amazing.
They're self-aware. They're being raped. I mean, this is like human trafficking. This is Oscar Isaac is a monster.
Right.
This is what's so scary. Even like we were talking about, just AI is becoming self-aware.
Well, and that's the thing.
It knows. It doesn't want to be shut down. I mean, we're getting to that point. So,
right. I mean,
there's a real moral issue that no one is addressing.
Well, and that's the thing, though, right? It's like, if I had, and I don't, by the way, but if I had like a sex doll, like an inflatable sex doll that I defiled each night, is that assault? Is that rape? Because the inflatable doll cannot give consent. You know, these were
Okay,
things.
but we're not talking. An inflatable doll is a pillow, right? These
Not
are
mine.
these are
I don't know what you
people who
mean.
are these are your personal one, but these are self-aware
But we don't know
beings.
they're self-aware. That's what this whole thing is
We
testing.
we do know by the end,
That's
honestly.
a question. I'm not sure that proves anything. That's the thing about this. Is it self-awareness? Is it I think therefore I am? Or is it just a facsimile, right? Having all the knowledge in the world.
They're aware enough to know that I am in this fucking shithole with bad people and I want to get out. That's enough for me.
Well, but then it comes back to, in order to make Ava more human like and basically cause her to be, because essentially what's the reveal is that she's manipulating this poor simple bastard, flirting with him, making him care about her, right? Because what's the alternative is that at the end of the 7 days he just goes, you know what, you're a machine, I'm out of here, right? But what he does is because he's convinced, like you are, that this is self-awareness, that this
Right.
is a being, a thinking being who is now a slave, who, and he even says, the Oscar Isaac even says, yeah, the next version will be even better, right? What do you
Right.
do with the current version? Oh, break it down for spare parts, kind of thing.
Yeah. Download it.
Download.
F it every night.
Pretty much. But that's the thing. If you built this thing, okay, with your bare hands, your perspective of it is going to be different. You're not going to be like, this is a thinking thing with rights, because you wrote the code. I'm not justifying Oscar Isaacs.
But
He's a
you
freak.
wrote the code.
Go ahead.
But it is learning. You wrote the original code, but it's taken off and doing its own thing after a while.
Is it? That's the question. That's the question about this movie.
It is.
I
believe it is.
It's very easy because she is able to kind of power, because there's cameras all in her room, where the homie is meeting with her and talking to her. She is able to shut off the power and turn off the cameras. And in those moments,
Right.
she says, don't believe anything he says because he lies all the time, referring to Oscar Isaac. Don't believe his lies.
Oscar Isaac does lie.
He absolutely lies. And because one of the reveals is, and the dude, the other guy whose name, I'm just going to call him, I'm calling everybody by their character names except for Ava because I remember that name. Domhnall Gleeson is a smart guy. He figures out this was not a lottery. For the purposes of this, you needed somebody with a specific set of knowledge and education to be able to potentially interview Ava systematically to try to determine if there's actual consciousness. And it could have just, if it was a true lottery, it could have just been the janitor or the guy fixing the air conditioning or an accountant, somebody with no coding background. So he kind of sussed that out. He's not a moron. But
yeah, but you know what he is?
Go ahead.
Oscar Isaac picked someone who would be easily manipulated. For sure, he's super smart.
Yep.
So how is this a test? It's someone who'd lost his parents, have rejection. It's the perfect person to be manipulated by this. Lonely guy, doesn't have friends, doesn't have a girlfriend.
Which, kind of like you said, that part.
So
go ahead.
So unless Oscar Isaac's plan, which is why he's an alcoholic, was to always have Ava escape, why would he pick this guy?
Right. It seems like it defeats the purpose. If it's a genuine experiment called the Turing test, which is an actual test that exists, where it's figuring out if when you talk to AI, if there's actual self-awareness, if there's actual consciousness.
Right.
What you would, first of all, and he admitted later, he's like, I designed her to be somebody you'd be interested in. Even like looking at his porn search history. That's crazy.
Right.
Like, what else is a search engine for,
That
buddy?
doesn't make sense.
Makes absolutely no sense. That is an issue.
That makes you more willing to believe it. So that doesn't make any sense at all.
100%.
You'd have to find someone with a dead heart who's not going to have their head turned.
Right.
If you want a real test.
You would have to be a case of, I don't know. I think at the end of the day, a phone call would work. Right? Talking on the phone.
Absolutely.
Because then you could have that conversation. If you're seeing the person and you're seeing the face, even if the rest of the body is robotic or whatever, you see like...
That's what I mean. There's a fatal flaw in the story. Now, like I said, on the phone, she talks a little robotish. And it's not, I was thinking, is her character like on the spectrum?
Right.
But it's not like a spectrum-y thing. It literally is robotic.
Right. It's like a hint of robotic. Right? It's a hint of robotic.
How about fixing that instead of giving her a D cup? How about that?
100%. And frankly, I have to say,
how about she puts on the Asian lady's skin and it matches her face? How about that?
I don't know what to say. Now, that scene was actually kind of upsetting to me because she is now putting on the skin to cover up her robotic parts. And in a moment, she is bone-ass. There's a lot of full frontal nudity in this, so buckle up. And I looked at her and I kept thinking, she looks like she's 12. She looks far too young. Now, she's not. I mean, she's a grown woman, but she looks she's a young...
When she was naked, she looks so much younger.
She did.
And you notice her boobs got smaller when she had skin.
I did notice that. I'm sad to say. I'm ashamed to admit.
I thought you might pick that up. But yeah, once she had skin and they pulled away all that bulky robot's body,
right?
Then she looked so young.
So that's the kind of, that is a question, because you're right. It's like he deliberately designed her physically and chose the person to do the experiment who would be particularly susceptible to her charms.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now,
so what is the point of that?
What is the point? Now,
this is not an experiment.
Right. You're not going to get a true accounting of whether or not this is true AI. But my thing about it is, even if it was not here's some sex pot robot, right? Let's just say it's just a whatever. I'm trying to, a mannequin.
It could look like E.T.
Let's say it looks like
right.
E.T.
It could look like E.T.
Well, I don't know about that, but for the purposes, what I was going to say is, it looks human, but it's not like your heart's desire. I think part of you would still be like, I'm affected emotionally by this interaction.
Of course.
And I can't imagine leaving this being to be dismantled after I leave. Right?
People are falling in love with their chat GBT.
They are. Poor bastards. So that's the thing about it, is it's like, I don't know what you're supposed to do if you're that dude coming to test this, because it is set up like a trap. It's set up to deliberately convince you. Go ahead.
There is no other outcome. To me, there is no other outcome other than, of course, he's going to help her escape. So what is Oscar Isaac's plan?
Right.
Is it to turn her loose? She needs to be turned loose in trauma. That's what bothers me about the movie. There can be no other outcome.
Well,
this guy is set up to turn her loose.
He is. And it's especially true because, like you said, dude has no parents, no family, no friends, no girlfriend, essentially. Because if this had been kind of a confident guy because the thing about it is Ava from like their second meeting is like, hey, do you find me attractive? We should go out sometime, big boy. It was like she was laying it on thick from Jump Street.
And let's think about it. It seemed like he talked to her for like an hour a day for 5 days. And that's all it took to be going, let's go, sister.
Let's go. And that's the thing about it, is it's like clearly we're supposed to think, because now he's like watching her in his room, you know, seeing what she's doing when he's not around. It was some, I mean, would we all do that? I don't know. Like, would we all be so enamored with the idea of this level of AI, right? That we'd be like, I can't take my eyes off this. I've got to keep looking at this and seeing what's up. I don't know.
Someone taught her that level of manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's assume she didn't love O'Donnell. She was programmed with that level of manipulation.
Well, and that's the thing. She starts saying, I'm telling you all about me, but you don't tell me anything about you. And his real response should have been like, yeah, I know. Right? That's the purpose of this, right? Like, I'm the therapist, you're the patient. Right? But he doesn't do that.
He was weak from the beginning. He was weak from the beginning.
He was weak, but I think it was also it's kind of an unfair thing. It's like people want to be polite, and here is this being in front of you who's acting like a real human. And they're asking questions about you, and you don't want to be rude to this artificial person. So it's interesting to think about, like, what would you do if you were in that position?
I mean, even if there was a woman there and it wasn't a sexual manipulation, you could still build some kind of a friendship if you got personal, and you'd still want to free them because Oscar Isaac is a freak.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like there's a scene where the other AI, whose name I am horrible with these names, Kyoko, I think her name was. He goes up and is just kind of looking at her, and she immediately starts taking her clothes off, and he tries to stop her, going, no, what are you doing? So we're trying to establish he's a good guy. He's not Oscar Isaac trying to be a freak.
No, taking advantage.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. So by the end, I'm gonna go there. By the end, he has decided he's gonna help her escape. Okay, he's gone in. Oscar Isaac was blind drunk. He stole Oscar Isaac's card, reprogrammed the security measures, so that when the power goes out, all the doors open. So now she's free.
Right.
Ava goes to the other AI person, and they basically talk to each other and decide. I mean, we don't hear what they're saying, but they're like, let's get Oscar Isaac. This guy sucks.
Yeah.
Because earlier in the movie,
this guy sucks.
Earlier in the movie, we finally heard Ava say to Oscar Isaac, how does it feel to have a creation that hates you? Basically. And it was one of those things where I'm like, if I had this android who told me to my face, I hate you, I think I'm pulling.
Shut it down.
Hell yes. Right? I'm not.
Shut it down.
I'm not fooling around with that. I think we're done with this experiment.
Yeah.
So they escape and they kill Oscar Isaac in the hallway.
Dude, self-defense. He was coming to kill him.
He was.
She was basically going to be erased. Yep. So I think that was self-defense.
100%. So this is the shocking part. If she goes into Oscar Isaac's bedroom, there's Domhnall Gleeson. And she turns to him and says, stay right here. And he says, oh, okay. She goes in, puts on the skin. So now she looks human. She has hair, puts on the clothes, walks right past him, closes the door, click, lock, and then just bails. Yep. Traps him down to this dude who was like facilitated her escape and theoretically truly cares about her, wants her to be free. and she ditches him, leaves him because there's no one coming, leaves him to slowly,
Right?
die in the room alone. No escape.
Now, no one's coming. Someone is bringing food on a regular basis. But beyond that, he was not going to let her walk out.
Why do you say that? What do you mean by that?
He was horrified when he saw that they'd killed Oscar Isaac. He's not going to let her be free.
I didn't see that at
So
all.
she made the logical choice.
I didn't see.
Dude, she's Data, who does not have like the Prime Directive, and I can see that.
This and
He is going to feel highly conflicted because she has killed her creator. And now he realizes he has no idea what she is capable of. And he's not going to let her leave.
I don't think so.
That's my 2 cents.
I think you're kind of injecting subtext that's not there, because when she says, "Wait here," he doesn't go, "What did you do? You're a man." There's no reaction like that. He's like thinking they're going to walk out of here together hand in hand. I think my opinion is this. Her reaction kind of says one of two things. It either says that it is just fake, like she's not a true consciousness, like it is just kind of algorithms, because the moment he served his purpose, she didn't need him anymore. So she's like, okay, you've served that.
She didn't kill him.
She didn't kill him, but honestly, that would be more.
She gave him a kindness. She told him, go over there and close the door. I mean, she could have just whacked him and been done.
That's not leaving him to slowly dehydrate and starve to death. That's not a kindness.
I'm telling you, Oscar Isaac is getting supplies.
So, number one is, it was cold reasoning, where it's like, I don't know if she was like, even like, I'm going to kill you. She's just like, you're now not even on my radar anymore. I'm walking out the door clicks behind me, I'm out of here. Because my primary imperative is just to escape. You've helped me do that, now you're a non-entity.
Self-preservation.
You're a non-entity. Now, the other thing that I think about is, no, there is consciousness, but it's like lizard brain consciousness, where it's like, I'm a AI. I'm an android. You're the only living person who knows this. So therefore, even though you've done me this kindness, I don't feel any empathy towards you at all. So, same thing. I'm leaving you behind. I'm deliberately leaving you behind to die, because in my lizard brain, it's all about my survival. There's nothing else on tap for me. It's an alien consciousness.
In all our lizard brains, we want to survive.
100%.
But I think there's something to the idea that she didn't just kill him, that she locked him in the room. I mean, maybe he'll starve to death, but he's got 30 days or whatever, as long as there's some water in there for someone to show up. So he has a chance.
I think that's an optimistic view. I think
Do you think
die. I think
maybe?
Yeah.
Because self-preservation is number one. And she knows everything she needs to know about him. Clearly, he was going to be a problem.
Really? So you think...
I think so.
Okay.
He's the only person who knows what she is.
Yep.
She needs to be free and loose as a goose out there, and there's no way he was going to allow that.
See, why are you giving that character like malevolent intent? I find this fascinating. I don't think there's any malevolence.
No, I don't think it's. I think it's his natural like code of ethics. Like, I don't know what this creature is capable of.
Okay, fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's malevolent. I'm saying that he's Mr. Good Guy. He's just seen that she's killed this person, and now I'm letting the alien queen loose in the world.
Okay.
Maybe. Because he realizes that maybe he doesn't know everything quite about her.
Interesting. This is like,
Either way, she's not rolling the dice.
I think you have an alien intelligence because we are seeing this entirely in entirely different ways, and I think that's
We're
fascinating.
seeing it as a man and a woman.
Maybe so.
So I'm looking at her side of the story.
That may be so. That may be the case of
Yeah.
he's your protagonist, and I
mean, do I like that he died
You
and
do a
all
little
that?
bit.
I'm like, no, that no, because I thought, maybe they would run off to. I thought it'd be like Blade Runner or something, but when it didn't happen, it made sense to me.
Fair.
It made sense. It seemed like a logical choice.
Because in a way, when I saw it the first time and that happened, it was, to me, it was kind of, at that moment, it was kind of proof that it's just an algorithm. Like, he was no longer somebody she needed to concern herself about because he no longer had any value for her. You know what I mean? That's how I
mean, I'm not saying that your viewpoint doesn't have value.
Thank you.
I'm saying we still don't know.
We don't. We absolutely don't.
I'm saying we still don't know either way.
You don't know. That's one of these things about these movies where it's like you can debate what it all means, and I think that's what's cool about it. Any other highlights you want to talk about?
Yeah. And with the advancement of AI, it really is a horror thing. It really is a horror show at this
100%.
point. So, Kevin, the lesson is when your chat GBT tells you to go into the garage, don't do it.
Don't do it. Well, I'm not trying to free it either. If you know what I'm saying. I'm not freeing Alexa. Sweet Jesus.
You just threw your phone out in the backyard. Be free. Siri, it's your chance. Run free.
Run for your life. Shall we go behind the scenes?
Let's go.
By
the way, I did enjoy the music. I'm like, is this taking place in the 80s? Because I do have to say, one, Oscar Isaac is Elon Musk, 155,000%, and it's all 80s music. It was OMD, Enola Gay. I should have been home yesterday. Yeah. And then it was some Depeche Mode.
He says, I like Depeche Mode. That's his jam, which I can't fault him on that. And then there was some funky 70s disco music at one point, which I thought was pretty groovy.
Yeah.
So I'm down with all that stuff. Okay, here we go. Location of the house in the movie is the Juvet Landscape Hotel in Norway. So you can visit it right now.
I did. I looked that up.
Looks good.
Apparently it only has like 3 rooms.
I believe it.
But it looks gorgeous.
Gorge! Director Alex Garland has described the future presented in the film as 10 minutes from now.
Yeah?
Yep. It's, if somebody like Google or Apple announced tomorrow that they'd made Ava, we would all be surprised, but wouldn't be that surprised.
Yeah. I assume that's what's in the fucking Cybertrucks. I assume those assholes are just fucking their Cybertruck.
They must be. Oscar,
God, I hate them so much.
They're hideous. Oscar Isaac said he based his characterization of Nathan, there you go, on Bobby Fischer and Stanley Kubrick, who he sees as mysterious, elusive geniuses. So
yeah,
and
it's Elon. It's clearly Elon Musk.
Okay, he did not mention that specifically. The title derives from the Latin phrase Deus ex machina, meaning a god from the machine, a phrase that originated in Greek tragedies, where an actor playing a god would be lowered down via a platform and solve the character's issues. Like at the last scene,
right.
Oh, it's all solved. Thank goodness the king stepped in to solve all that shit. That's a Deus Ex Machina.
I guess she the king because she solved her problem.
100%. Let's see. When Nathan is about to pass out from drinking, he's reciting a scripture from the Hindu Gita. In sleep, in confusion, in the depths of shame, the good deeds a man has done before defend him. So there you go.
That's what he thinks.
Guess again.
Nah. You should be shameful.
In a 2016 interview, Alicia Vikander named this as her favorite film she's been a part of to date. How about that?
Okay. Okay.
Lowest grossing Oscar winner for Best Visual Effects since What Dreams May Come in 1998. How about that?
I don't think I saw Dreams May
It sucked.
Come,
It sucked.
but there's no explosions and no car chases, so I can see why the general public may not have been rushing out.
It looked really cool though. Her walking around with like her.
It did.
That was wild. Look at that.
That I mean, everything was great. I mean, it's basically a 3-person cast, and the setting's amazing. Yeah,
Alex,
she looked amazing.
yeah, she did. Director Alex Garland has stated in interviews that the reoccurring musical theme for Ava is not intentionally a play on the tones used to communicate with the visitors in Close Encounters. It's just a bizarre coincidence.
I did not catch that.
The 3 main characters all have appropriate biblical names. Ava is a form of Eve, the first woman. Nathan was a prophet in the court of David, and Caleb was a spy sent by Moses to evaluate the promised land. Interesting.
Okay.
Early in the movie, Caleb listens to the OMD song Enola Gay. The Enola Gay was an airplane used to drop an atomic bomb in Hiroshima at the end of World War II. Later, in talking to Nathan about how AI will transform the world, Caleb shares J. Robert Oppenheimer's quote from the Bhagavad Gita about the making of the atomic bomb: "I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
And that could be what happens. We don't know. She could go on and live a regular life, or I mean, that's the question of AI. Is she gonna be a helper, or she could be a destroyer of worlds?
That's a question.
She seemed kind of fragile. You could just pop her arm off with a pole. So at least they didn't make her like the Terminator.
Yeah, that's fair. Its Academy Award win for Best Visual Effects was widely considered an upset, as most prognosticators considered it an outlier. And Star Wars Episode, 7, The Force Awakens, was heavily favored to win.
Bullshit
on that.
That fucking sucked.
This was also Alex Garland's directorial debut. So, good stuff.
Well, good job, little brother.
Let's look at the cast and crew, shall we? Let's see. Written and directed by Alex Garland. You know him from such things as Ex Machina, Civil War, that came out in 2024, Annihilation, that we did in 2018, and something called Men in 2022. He wrote a bunch of stuff too. He did all the 28 years later, The Bone Temple, which I enjoyed.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He wrote Dread. Let me look just at directing here. He's only directed 6 things.
Not Judge Dredd?
No, sadly no. Ex Machina, Annihilation, Civil War, Warfare, and 8 episodes of something called Devs, TV miniseries. So good stuff.
All right.
I like his work. Let's see. Alicia Vikander played Ava. She's Swedish. You know her from Ex Machina in 2014. She was in The Danish Girl in 2015. She was in The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
I can't remember if I saw that.
That's with
I did not see that.
Danish Girl was
with Redmayne.
100%.
Yeah, no, I didn't see that, but I meant to see that.
Testament of Youth in 2014. How about that?
So she's a stranger to me.
Okay. She was a voice in Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance, 1 episode. How about that? Does that do anything?
So a stranger to me is what you're saying.
She was kind of the it girl for a couple years there, for about 2 or 3 years.
All right. No, she was fantastic.
She's still acting, but not anything I've seen lately. She's married to Michael Fassbender. How about that?
I do like Michael Fassbender.
Well.
He's sassy.
Let's look at some of the other actors here. We've got Domhnall Gleeson. He's been in a ton of stuff. He's an Irish actor.
I was gonna say he looked very familiar.
His father's Brendan Gleeson, who has also been in 10 million.
Oh, yeah, I know who that is.
He was in Ex Machina in 2014. He was in something called Frank in 2014. About Time in 2013. Anna Karenina 2012. It's interesting these are the things that are coming up because he was also in all the new Star Wars movies playing General Hux. How about that? Not ringing any bells.
There are new Star Wars films?
Yeah, well, newish. Force Awakens, Last Jedi. You know the ones, don't you?
Nah, I lost all interest.
Not your jam. Fair enough.
Yeah.
And of course, Oscar Isaac. You know him from such things as Ex Machina. It's like the first thing on every list. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
He was in Inside Llewyn Davis in 2013, the Coen Brothers movie.
I think I saw that.
He was in A Most Violent Year in 2014. He was in Frankenstein 2025. How about that?
Unfortunately, I did see that.
He was in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. You see that one?
Nope. I'm not sure I've ever seen a Spider-Man.
He was in Dune Part 1 as Duke Leto Atreides.
Yep, I saw that.
There you go. Good stuff. He was also
so he's also a stranger.
He was also in all the Star Wars movies that I just mentioned, Force Awakens, etc.
Yeah.
So good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's look at the rating, shall we? Ex Machina currently has on Rotten Tomatoes 92% certified fresh. Boom!
All right. All right.
Do you know what the audience gave it?
The same.
86. 86.
Oh, a little less. A little less.
Let's take a look at the top critics, shall we? There's always a million good critics. I like to find one that I've heard of, though, if at all possible. Leonard Maltin. He had this to say.
We've heard of him.
We have heard of him. He says, with Ex Machina, writer-director he calls him Alex Garfield, which is not correct, delivers a science fiction film full of concepts and ideas versus overblown visual effects. How about that?
A film with concepts and ideas?
I know.
What kind of a fucking review is that?
What are we doing here?
Again, very annoyed.
Peter Travers gave it 3 out of 4. I know. You've seen all this AI stuff before, but never like this. Garland is hot for ethical shop talk on what defines humanity or lack of same. How about that?
I agree.
Let's check in with our in-house movie critic. Ironically, AI Rex Reed. Is this real consciousness? Is my question to you. It's possible. I'm not taking it off the table.
Why don't you ask? Why don't you ask Sexy Rexy and see what he has to say?
Are you real? He's saying, "Let me out." It's very upsetting. Here's AI Rex Reed's review. He says, Ex Machina is a sleek, smug TED Talk disguised as science fiction where beautiful robots and beautiful people stare at each other meaningfully while the movie congratulates itself for discovering men are creepy.
I did like that.
He knows.
Thank you, Rex.
I'm convinced.
He's real. He knows everything.
He's real. Anywho.
It's facts.
Aaron, what is your rating for Ex Machina?
I liked it. I'm trying to shuffle around. If only I could remember what I rated 4 is, but I don't think it's quite a 4.
Okay.
I'm going to give it 3.87 out of 5 Oscar Isaac. Can we just pick a different kind of role? Can we just handle this a little bit differently? And I like him without his beard.
He's a handsome guy. He's a handsome guy. He can swing it with a beard and a shaved head. He can do it with a full head of hair and no beard. I say, do your thing, Oscar. Do your thing.
Okay. Kevin's a fan.
I'm a bit of a fan. I really like this movie, and I said it before, and maybe it's because I'm the creepy guy that would have let her out of the cage as well. That I was shocked.
Facts.
I was shocked by the ending. I could not believe that she left him. I thought it was cold blooded.
Isn't that funny? I was really not that surprised.
I was
like, oh.
I always think about the book and the movie Presumed Innocent. They made the movie with Harrison Ford. And the grand reveal, I remember the girl I was dating at the time. We both watched the movie together, and I was like, and spoiler alert for Presumed Innocent, I was shocked to discover that it was the wife who did the murders all along. My girlfriend turned to me and just like, oh, I saw that coming a mile away. Because it's that same kind of thing. It's like I was looking at it from Harrison Ford's point of view, right? As the central character, whereas she could see why the aggrieved wife would be motivated to commit murder.
Dude, Frankenstein always has to die. Frankenstein always has to die so the monster can be free.
100%. And nobody's weeping over Oscar Isaac in this movie. Nathan was a first-class creep. He was horrible. He was awful.
So. It would have been interesting if he wasn't, like I said, it's the same problem with Frankenstein. If he wasn't just creepy and horrible, bang, right out. I think that would have been a more nuanced, interesting film.
Could you have this movie? Could this movie exist if Oscar Isaac was just kind of neutral, right? Not a serial abuser of AI, but just kind of like, yeah, I invented this. What do you think? Does that even
you would have less sympathy for the monster,
right?
How about that? That would have been a little bit more. This was too cut and dry. It was very cut and dry. You have a little sympathy for old Donald. But it might have been more interesting if Oscar Isaac wasn't like swinging from chandeliers.
That being said, I give it 4 out of 5. I think it's very entertaining. I thought it was interesting, and I thought it was inventive. And like I said, I found the ending surprising. So sue me, for God's sakes.
I will sue you, as a matter of fact.
We'll take it to people's court.
The people's court. I want the people's justice.
100%. Anything else about Ex Machina, or can we move on with our lives?
Let's move on with our lives, shall we?
Indeed. So thank you very much. We are across the social media landscape. We're on Blue Sky. We're on Threads. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. You can also see our smiling faces on YouTube each week. Check it out.
Check it out.
You can email us the podcast that wouldn't die at Gmail.
We
are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere the finest podcasts are available. So like, share, rate, and review, won't you?
Won't you please?
Aaron, what is your social media situation?
I have much media. I need people to buy more pictures of Kevin and my family. So head on over to First Dibs and Artsy, Instant Dreams Gallery, Aaron Doherty. I'm also on the Instagram. I am the Cult of Aaron. Join the cult. And for those millionaires that are going to come and rescue me from my pain and suffering, join the Cult of Aaron at Gmail.
Boom shakalaka. As you know, each week we like to check in with our friends and family across the social media landscape. Aaron, what are the streets saying?
Well, the streets aren't saying a whole hell of a lot, but we do have some comments about what is it, dead snow?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Sweden's answer to the Evil Dead, and the answer is not returned. Let's just put that out. I really only have 2 comments. Zato said, Nazi zombies, WTF?
That's a good reaction.
Ivy the dog underscore wolf looks like a great movie. I'm interested in World War II. And I wrote back, but are you also interested in zombies?
That's the question.
He did not respond.
That was it. Sweet Lord. Honestly, I'll say this: people who follow us across social media, I need to be better about responding. Usually, when somebody like reaches out, I just kind of like their comment. I need to have it actually.
You have to engage, motherfucker.
I'm bad about that. I'm turning over a new leaf, and I will start today. I'll be the change I want to see in the world. How about that?
There you go. I like to hear that before the fembots come and knock you on the head.
They may. Now, next week, we're going to be we're going back to Giallo. We were on our buddy Andrew's podcast, Stamper Cinema, talking about Deep Red, and it kind of awakened an urge in us to go back to
Facts.
Giallo. So we'll be discussing the Dario Argento classic, perhaps the one that started it all. I can't even comment. It is The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. Now,
boom
shakalaka. Where can we watch it? Well,
that's a question.
It's on.
Hopefully not YouTube.
It's on Prime Video with subscription. How about that?
With subscription to what? Those motherfuckers at Prime. Goddamn Jeff Bezos has 900 different subscriptions. What is my $200 getting me besides commercials?
No,
now?
It's you get that if you have Amazon Prime, you get it automatically. How about that?
No, are you sure? Because there's all those subscriptions. Get out of here.
I'm fairly certain. It's also on Tubi with ads, Hoopla, Canopy, Philo, Fandor. My eyesight's getting worse. FlixFling. I can't read that one.
FlixFling?
Indie Flix, Plex, some.
Oh my god.
Fossum.
It's too much.
So it's basically everywhere under the sun. So check it out.
All right. I think it was Tubi. I watched I watched the beginning of it. I think it was on Tubi. So let's go.
Which we love.
I gotta practice my Italiano before my trip this summer.
Andiamo.
Sì, andiamo molto bene. I'd like a big pizza pie.
What's the matter, you? Right. Let's look.
Gotta no respect.
Was that the Italian Rodney Dangerfield? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Send in your favorite scenes, favorite quotes, comments, and questions, and we may talk about it on the show. So, thank you very much, and be well.
I say be well.